Episode 7, and we start out with a good look at the factory here. I filled it out a little bit more since last time. Got a lot more conveyor belts in here, and overall, most of the machines have been hooked up to the point that I am now finishing up Phase 2. Just 19 more of the automated wiring, and a bit more for versatile framework, but even as we're just starting here, that should get filled out pretty fast.
Yeah, you guys got the largest factory in the history of the game, and it's like, well, I'm almost done with Phase 2.
Well, yeah, but I mean, past this point, everything's going to be pretty much, extremely easy to implement, what with the blueprints and everything here. By the way, you said that you never really use blueprints on your playthrough. Let me tell you, they really are a literal game changer in the way they work. It's got
I didn't
push
have
it right up
access
against
to
the
them.
side here, and there's just all of the wiring that I need for this entire breadboard, as you made that observation last time.
Yeah, I really think it's a good way to characterize it. By the way, I don't think that's my term. I think that was somebody else in the group that I played with when we played this a few months ago. It was before they had blueprints, by the way. So it's not like I think they were in the experimental version, but I was just using the normal version. So
Yeah. I'm all in on the experimental version. I want to be on the cutting edge of both technology in and out of the game, which I guess is they're not really adding anything to the experimental branch that is outside of the game, but you know what I mean.
Well, if that's have you already completed the smart plating, by the way?
Oh yeah, smart. Oh yeah, actually, speaking of which, I did, to prep up for the episode, get all the smart plating in my inventory, and we're gonna go slam a jam that right into the elevator. I was trying to remember what I was doing right now. There's a few things, because in addition to just setting up the factory over the last about 5 hours, I think, since the previous playthrough, we got a bunch more, you can see hard drives in my inventory, so I want to change up some of the machines, get some of those alternate recipes in there. Got some of the really important ones, like steel screws. One steel beam turns into 260 screws per minute. It's a pretty huge increase over making them the traditional way, and stuff like a fused, quick wire, which is... fused quick wire is just an easy way to make Caterium that much more efficiently used, because it just uses a few copper ingots to pretty much produce more of the quick wire than you would just with the normal recipe.
Yeah, and I believe, isn't Caterium like the equivalent of silicon in this game? I mean, it's gold, but...
Oh, actually, silica does exist in this game, and speaking of which, I did also get one for that, too. Silica, we got cheap silica here, the only other thing that limestone is going to be used for in this entire playthrough.
Oh, okay.
Which is actually, I think, less efficient, but more quartz efficient, which is, the real thing here. It's a lot easier to get limestone. I'm going to be barely doing anything with that especially after I move out of using the encased beams. Until that point, though, should be still kind of valuable. In fact, I'm going to start throwing these in here. As soon as I get to the next phase, I'm going to be pretty much immediately trying to replace all of the current conveyor belt stuff with that.
Yeah, what are the encased industrial beams? Those are the level 3 or the level 4?
That's Mark 4, and then Mark 5 is the Alclad plating, which is we're a little way away from. Yeah.
You really can't do that until you have the the aluminum supply line, basically.
Yeah, and that's phase 4, I think, is when you start getting aluminum. So, unfortunately, gonna have to wait on it. But still, it's like, in the meantime, let's get some tickets, I suppose, because this is the first point in time. Yeah, I've been pretty diligent about, say, grabbing all of the things around any one of the crashed ships and everything, so I've been pretty good at getting all this junk, but I'm still gonna need even more to get all of the upgrades that I want. So let's just grab out all of this stuff. Definitely want to keep computers and the heavy modular frames, of which you can see I've even picked up quite a few more.
Oh, by the way,
just go throw these right in the gigantic scientific vice.
Yeah, by the way, and it's funny because you haven't actually attained the ability to make supercomputers, I believe, at this point.
Very close, but it's not going to be until I get plastic.
Yeah, but it's like you're you're like you haven't developed supercomputers and you're throwing all your supercomputers away for money essentially and just like cosmetic goods.
Yeah, well, by the time that we get to the point where I'm making supercomputers, I'm going to be making hundreds and hundreds of them per like minute.
Yeah,
Well,
and it's
like
it's
30 per minute.
it's funny because in a civilization with no supercomputers, having like any one supercomputer could literally change that society. I think we were talking
Hey,
about
it's
like
changing it for me right now, as you can see. 32 coupons.
Yeah, it's making change. You're doing like the Chuck E. Cheese's, like redeeming.
Yeah,
it
and
for
then I'm
tickets.
gonna go and get like the bike or something that no person could reasonably. I don't have any more. That no person could reasonably afford, yet they still have on the prize counter anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go get that, and then I'm gonna exchange it for the ability to drill for oil.
And then I'm gonna, destroy all life on this planet.
Yeah, we've already gone over that. It's happening. I mean, God knows it's just like, look at the... I mean, certainly this comes with its own aesthetics, but it is also just ludicrous. We're just reinventing these computer science things. I started out the first series, Satisfactory, saying, yeah, and eventually I'm just going to be able to create just straight up an emulator to play Pokemon Red in this game or something. And we're actually kind of getting there, given that I'm doing a, prototype circuit board type of setup, which I didn't... Like, when you said that last time, I went and I looked that up because I was aware of what a breadboard was. I wasn't aware of how it worked, and I'm just like, oh, come on. So I guess I can't patent this now.
Yeah, well, and I mean, even the breadboard production, that came from my other group that I was in. I'm sure other people have done this too. Just like I'm sure that's actually how factories are laid out in some respect. Because, it wouldn't make sense to, like, you have distribution centers and stuff.
I mean, yes, but, you also don't lay it out with the mining operation, resource processing operation, and then, like, shipping to other assembly areas all in the same factory. I mean, I guess that is called, what is it, like, horizontal...
horizontal integration, is that what you're talking about?
Perhaps.
I would guess, yeah, like you have a monopoly and like
of every aspect of the production process, pretty much.
I think that horizontal integration is more like, oh, you get a monopoly in some specific good, and then vertical integration, I believe that's when you have like, oh, the whole production or the whole production process, you own every part of it.
Okay,
like
that's the one I was thinking of, but I couldn't remember the exact terminology.
It's been like 25 years. Not 25 years. It's been like 20 years since I learned this.
It's been 30 centuries since I learned anything about business.
Yeah.
I remember it all in the exact same way. So, yeah, as much as I really do want to try and up the production on a lot of this stuff, we're waiting until I get the upgraded... Until I get the upgraded conveyor belts, because I'm just going to be switching everything out anyway.
Do you remember comparative advantage and absolute advantage?
Yes.
I totally never remember what those are.
Pretty much, yeah, I remember the name.
All I remember is that, it makes sense for England to trade with Sweden or Switzerland. Like, they make watches better. Somehow. They're faster at making watches. Or maybe they're not even faster, but it still makes sense for Switzerland to produce them and England to trade with them because they can build, they can build the looms even faster.
I like that this has just turned completely into the capitalist cast.
Yeah, the capitalist... I was trying to say it as one word that would be
yeah. No, give it another try. I want to see if I'm not going to be able to do it. So give it at least one more attempt.
The capitalist. No, it's not. It's a non.
You know what? I am going to give it a try. The Castopolis.
Kaz Kodaka.
Okay, well, that was the attempt we had. Okay, that was the attempt we had there.
Oh, we did the Manjula thing.
Yeah, but that just reminded me of that as we were doing it.
Yeah, just complete. Like we're not
just
adding
complete
any
garbage
value.
nonsense. Oh yeah. Although at this point in time, I do know that I am really running out of anything actually useful to get. However, the encased industrial pipe is absolutely going to be stellar for when I'm using that for the next level of stuffs.
Yeah.
But aside from
By
that,
the
we're
way,
gonna save it for like getting alternate computer recipes or something.
What is your alternate recipe for the encased industrial beam?
So instead of beams, it uses pipes, which is ridiculous. That's not what an encased industrial beam is, but whatever.
I actually don't know what an encased industrial beam is.
It's this. It is a steel beam that is encased in cement to make it more. What does it actually say here? Like, utilizes the compressive strength of concrete and the tensile strength of steel simultaneously.
Oh, is this what they build? Like, this is what they use for like skyscrapers and stuff.
Yes.
I think. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the basic shtick here that we're looking at. Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to be using it for building very good conveyor belts.
Yeah.
Which is,
I remember those were probably, as far as efficiency goes, like that. There's a huge step up from.
It goes from 270 to 480.
Yeah, and while that might not be a lot in terms of like the percentage, because it's not even doubling, it's like that's a lot. Just 210 extra is a huge jump.
Like, it's like, how much more do you need?
Well, I mean, 480 at that point, like what you have now, you can barely do the steel screws with level 3 conveyor belts. You immediately and
oh no, I can actually do the steel screws very easily because just like looking at it here, it only takes 5 per minute.
Well, I mean, no, what I mean is literally it's 260 per minute. You can barely do that.
Yeah.
If your output is a 3 level conveyor belt, you literally will just bottleneck on the conveyor belt out.
Yeah, and
Or
that's why it's like I just
not
want
quite,
to wait.
but-
I just want to wait until we get to that point, which is why I'm getting my Chuck E. Cheese Fun Bucks and kind of prepping up for the next one because I know I'm going to need a bunch of steel pipes for that.
By the way, how do you, just out of curiosity, since we both have a little bit of a comp sci background, if you will, how do you deal with like the splitters? Like, do you have them so that they're like binary splitting, or do you just kind of have them as like tendrils, kind of going off of?
Okay, so everything
axis?
works on the basis of of like the manifold system, you know?
Not really.
Okay, so manifold system is a way to split off liquids. Usually, you'll see them especially in like automobiles for
overflow.
For filling up a bunch of smaller pipes evenly just by having them all hooked in at one. Eventually, the fluid will flow into them all at the same rate.
Oh, okay. Because like they'll hit an equilibrium. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
it
the
takes some
pressure on them
time
is
because you
equal.
do eventually have to hit the cap and everything, but the math still works out anyway. And then what I'm going to be doing is after that, I'm going to be catching overflow, which you can do with the smart splitters and everything, and then combining those into maxed out conveyor belts later on. Like, for example, what is it? I think it takes... eventually, it's going to be one pure node will be a complete conveyor belt. 3 normal nodes, if I remember, and then no, it's 1.5 normal nodes, and then three impure nodes to create a full conveyor belt.
Okay.
So everything's just going to be combined like that eventually, and I'll have like a small thing, and that'll catch overflow, and then put them all into a pool, which will eventually extract out again another fully utilized conveyor belt for that.
I see. Okay. So basically, you have it as at a level of complexity where the overflow will get sent somewhere and then eventually get piped back into
The overflow
system.
will be pooled together and then sent somewhere. And that depends on how much overflow it is, because some things may be taking more than a single conveyor belt can put out. But there are a lot of examples, especially at like higher levels of like I guess I can't look at a computer just yet, but what's like the automated wiring, for example. Yeah, that's only ever produced at like 2.5 per minute, and
So that'll never be an issue. Yeah.
and maybe conceivably there could be a point where I can fill up an entire conveyor belt, but I doubt it.
Yeah, and that would be some like extreme cheesy speed run kind of thing where you have like 100.
Oh, I mean, it's not going to
assemblers or
be
whatever.
anything remotely close to a speed run, but remember, I am going to be trying to exploit every single one of the nodes eventually, and I am kind of working on that right now. This level of factory should be able to accommodate a pretty huge amount of resources, and I can continue to expand it out farther that way to accommodate more.
Yeah. And by the way, and the reason I point out that the level 4 conveyor belts are really important is because let's say you've got a screw factory with a steel screw factory where it's going at 260 per minute. You put a bunch of you say, well, this is my bottleneck right now, so you put a bunch of the bugs on there, whatever those are called, to
The
power slugs, yeah.
What are they called? I have them right here.
They're
Power
called
shards.
Power shards, yeah. And you put that on the sorry, I got disconnected for a second.
Yeah, I heard that. I was wondering. Sometimes that happens with my my speaker, where it's just like suddenly you cut out, and I think that, and then I have to like go hit the power button or something so it reconnects.
Yeah. Okay, so what I was gonna say is that so you have this steel screw factory. It's a crucial choke point in your whole production line, and you have a bunch of power shards on it. So you're going at 2 times the 260. You're at 520 at that point, and it's like you're gonna be completely bottlenecked if you can only use the 3-level conveyor belt. You really need that 4-level conveyor belt.
Well, I mean, one of the major things that happens with doing this is that it's just like if you find yourself coming up against a bottleneck, which is to say the speed of the conveyor belts, almost every single time, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna want to split it in half and then put them, and then split it in half and then make more machines.
I would disagree in the sense that a lot of times the bottleneck is just how slow it is to produce specific goods, like
Then you make more machines.
Yeah, but then you got to spend a lot of resources on that.
Do you?
And then you
because I'm going over here right now to make a few more of the forges. It's just like as long as you are paying attention to your wish list and everything like that, it's pretty easy to do. I think.
Yeah. It's not a matter of difficulty. It's just whether it's a bottleneck or not. It's not a question of difficulty. It's an objective flow question. Anyway,
I don't think they're that expensive.
I think the assemblers are. I mean, like the 3-4 level assemblers get really expensive.
I mean, we will be encountering that sooner than later because the assemblers are going to be in the next phase here, and we are actually currently at 400 of 500 here. Well, 408 of 500. So.
I think it's just assemblers though. Like that's the highest level. It's like those are the ones with 4 inputs.
There's blenders, and then there's of course the particle accelerators.
Okay.
But the particle accelerators only have 2 things that they can create for now. They're obviously gonna be more commonly used later because, like for example, they have a connection for a pipe, but currently no recipes in the game exist where you would actually put a liquid in, even for like alternate recipes where you would put a liquid into the particle accelerator.
Also, I'm noticing you don't have any ramps anywhere. Is that right?
No, would I need them?
Not necessarily. Was curious. I just noticed that. I'm like, because I use ramps a lot, especially when I'm trying to what I would do is I would
actually
do
wait a second. No, I was gonna switch this over.
I did not get a jetpack until very late in the game, and so
I got it in this save file.
So I basically I think you need ramps to ascend the ridiculously high cliffs and stuff at the beginning.
Well, yes. However, you know what else works really well? This move. Yeah.
Can you? What do you mean, like a triple jump? Are you doing something like?
No, the slide into the jump.
Oh, okay.
It gives you a huge amount of momentum.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Which is why that makes it. I mean, you'll see when I actually get the fuel and everything that it gives you more height, slightly more height, but then it also gives you a huge amount of momentum to go forward. So it works really well with the jetpack.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the ludicrous bullet storm thing that actually, works surprisingly well when paired with that. And of course, it's nothing that they actually teach you about. It's something that I had to learn in like the comments section of my previous playthrough.
You had to learn it in the School of Hard Knocks, and by that you mean your YouTube section, your comment section.
Yeah, exactly. That is the School of Hard Knocks. It's true. I gotta go Okay, how many? I need at least 3. Actually, no. I'm trying to remember. What am I doing right now as far as switching out all of this stuff goes? Yes. Okay.
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
I thought you knew.
Oh, well,
I thought I had
know.
like a bolted frame. There's like a bolted frame. There's a bolted iron plate, but I also thought I had a bolted frame version, but I guess not. Maybe it might be worth throwing another one of the hard drives in to see if I could get that. Because as it turns out, using screws for stuff usually tends to make for much more efficient recipes, even though the actual logistics routes are a lot more annoying. Also, I realize right now I got rid of the pure quartz and I got rid of the quartz crystal and not the silica, because that cheap silica is what I wanted to replace it with, and then I delete the wrong one. Whatever.
Ooh.
Same input regardless. Oh, there's still several more machines and everything that I want to do, because supercomputers, yeah, can be gotten through the molecular analysis machine, and I'm probably going to want to do that. Quick wire, I just got to do 2. Compacted coal is probably going to be coming up soon enough. What else? What else? So many options, so little time.
Yeah, I kind of, that is a definite thing where you just get overwhelmed in this game. Probably not you, because you're a pro gamer, but I
mean, if I was playing this without like recording it, I would probably just be like, okay, let's just go do it.
Yeah.
Because there's less pressure to try and make it quick.
Yeah, I mean, I find that that's like one of the weird parts of this game is like there's definitely like this, like, because you want to do it efficiently, and it's like if I'm not doing anything, well, you know, what am I like? It's hard to figure out how to spend your time in this game, because you could just spend, oh, okay, I think I'll just build something that's like a fucking pyramid or something, like for no reason other than I want to see if I can build it. And
well, you've seen me play Minecraft. That doesn't happen to me.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you yeah, like you're
remember how I played that entire game without ever building a house?
I didn't know you never built a house.
Oh yeah, I lived a nomadic lifestyle. I had like small areas that were like my base, but never actually anything with walls.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of true here too, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, no walls here. We believe in an open factory floor plan.
You know, that's how humans lived for the first, 100,000s of years.
Building factories, yep.
No, walls were only invented. Oop. Walls are actually a fairly recent invention. They were only invented in like the 70s to sell walls.
Yeah, where it's like they had a phrase really take off. Good walls make good neighbors, and nobody really understood that it was supposed to be ironic, but
yeah.
Now we all live closer in our own shells because of big wall.
Yeah.
Always asking us to install more walls, and the more expensive walls, like the gold painted ones.
Yeah, it's funny because, Robert Frost thought he was like, making a literary statement, something there is that doesn't love a wall. But then they took it and then they used that as a marketing slogan for walls. And he was like, fuck, that's not my original vision.
Fuck, that is exactly what I was thinking of. Oh, I'm so glad some people smarter than myself were able to make this work.
He's like, actually, I love walls, and I didn't realize you could find so much beauty in them.
That's why I appreciate Robert Frost. Man knows about the simple things in life. Let's do this. He loves that road not taken. Also an ironic sort of piece of poetry that people did not really get.
Well, it's about how the road that he took was less traveled, so that makes him a nonconformist and better than people who took the.
I mean, there's a line in the poem explicitly about how they really look to be about traveled the same.
Yeah.
Actually, why did I disconnect that?
But at the same
next phase actually has more. It requires more versatile framework. I might as well just throw that right back in there.
At the same time, I think there's a second level of irony where it's like he says it's more of them really about the same, but he's also like he's noted. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. That's about as deep as you need to get for that. Like that's like
You'd think you'd think that sort of like straightforwardness will come through with a little bit easier.
yeah. I think it's because that last line is so inspiring that people are like, oh yeah, well, I took the road.
Yeah, it's like the road not traveled is a very good phrase just by itself.
Uh-huh.
The road less traveled, not traveled. It was in fact.
I think it's called the road not taken.
Whatever. Anyway, hey, let's do the thing.
They're both in the poem. All right. One's the title. One's the last line. All right.
Anyway. Okay, thankfully it's just like I still have yet to get rid of these little miniature bases that are not really doing anything at this point in time. But hey, at least that provides me some copper sheets while I still have yet to set up that part of the factory for reasons that go beyond even myself. But now we got it, and I do need some more motors, and I didn't hook up that just yet because I kind of wanted to get to the next phase already. Shouldn't be a problem though.
Yeah, motors are one of those like they seem like really. If I remember right, they're like really difficult to build at the beginning of the game, and then you just like have way too many of them, and you don't know what to do with them all.
Oh no, I never have enough of them. Oh, all right, I already did that. You never have enough. I always need more motors. I gotta be like Sister Christian.
Yeah, I almost or Night Ranger. You mean?
Yeah, but the song's called Sister Christian.
Yeah, but does she need more motoring? She already seems to have a lot.
Right, but it's like, does she have enough to pay for it, though?
That's the whole question of the song, and I don't think it's answered. I think it's left ambiguous.
I don't like that. I don't like when they don't answer things in songs.
Yeah, that song especially. I wish that song had answered less, actually.
Yeah, it's true. Much like, I had nothing there. I thought I had something, and then it was just nope, gone.
I'm sure we've talked about this on the channel at some point, but like apparently, like the sister of the Night Ranger person who wrote that, she was like really embarrassed by the song. She's like, "What the fuck? Why did you write this about me?" Yeah.
I believe it. I mean, that was the same sort of thing with like Pooh, with Pooh Bear.
What is that?
Christopher Robin. After the son of the author.
Oh, really? Like the actual person was like, yeah, I don't know why you wrote that about me.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, and people would always ruffle my hair and be like, yeah, just like the story.
And he's like, I'm 43.
Yeah, basically. But like, yeah, though. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have actual industrial manufacturing to do. Are you looking forward to that? Why is it just called industrial manufacturing? That means nothing. I've been doing industrial manufacturing the entire time.
Is that where you get the assembler?
Yes, that's the assembler, and that's like the computing. But more specifically, what we're going to do is we're going to go do oil right now. That means that I can make my favorite reference to Sonic. Actually, no, I don't need to do it. I just realized right now, no, I don't need to do that. I do actually have some small machines making those right now, even. But yes, I can go make my favorite reference to Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Oil Ocean yet again. At least when I'm able to create the word that I'm trying to think of. Monorail system.
Is it actually an oil ocean beneath like the Gulf states and Texas?
I heard those things are awfully loud. It's quiet as a cloud.
Yeah.
But what if the track will bend and break?
Not on your life?
Okay, I just screwed it up. Never mind.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm nixing it.
Yeah.
But I tried. The ring came off my footing can.
We did steamed hams last time. We don't need to make any Simpsons references ever again.
Oh God, I forgot how many references we made to the Simpsons last time.
Yeah, God.
To be fair, it was a very long episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, so the point is that we got to go get out to we got to go find our price for flight, in finding Mr. Right. And I need 100 cubes. Okay, let's go grab that. Okay, one of the other things that I was thinking I might want to do in this episode is actually create a storage area. A place where I can. What I was doing in the 40.
I thought you were opposed to that though.
Yeah. Anyway, so back in the 40-hour playthrough that I was doing previously, I did have like an entire small area where I just had a whole bunch of like storage units, and pretty much any time that something was created at said storage units, I had all of the the first choice always went to those storage units. And then any overflow from there went to all the other machines that exist in the base.
Now, what would you even store in a storage in this game specifically?
Literally everything that could be useful.
Okay. I mean, because it just, well, I can see that, but like what specifically? Because so much of what you're doing is like
it's going to be a storage unit full of steel pipes. It's going to be a storage unit full of steel beams. It's going to be a storage unit full of motors. It's going to be a storage unit full of computers. It's going to be a storage unit full of each one of the cubes.
Yeah, I guess at this point you've gotten to the point where you have a lot of things that you have that are both intermediate and final products. Like, what do you do with the encased industrial beam? You kind of want to have a store of those just for, okay, I need to build a bunch of conveyor belts right now, so I want to be able to have like
so I can just grab out I think it fits roughly about 2,400.
Okay, yeah.
And let me go grab a couple statters and just have them create more motors, so I don't have to go and use my my fun bucks to go and do this.
Are they called statters or stators? I thought they were stators, but I don't actually know.
I always thought it was stator, like rotor, or motor. Stator.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I thought it was like, or like stator, maybe. I don't know.
Like static, but
like stator. Like, I thought it was like state, though.
It's probably like state too. Are we doing the etymology podcast again?
It says it's stator on Google when I.
Well, dang. I guess I was wrong.
I don't know. I didn't
look
this
boys,
up until now.
As it turns out, he was wrong the entire time.
I only thought of this because I was like, well, we were saying it differently, and I don't know. I've never heard the word stator in real life, though, so like.
I mean, I've heard of it in the context of a motor, but that's about it. I mean,
heard it in the. Yeah, it was the original version of Sister Christian was just describing how motors are produced and how they function.
How many words of Sister Christian do you know?
I mean, I actually know quite a few of them, but I forgot them.
100.
Until, like, when you were saying, like, oh, Finding Mr. Right, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right, that's how that song goes. Yeah, I know that, but I hadn't heard it. I haven't heard that song in, like, 10 years. It's a really shitty song.
Tonight.
And motorin'. Yeah, I love that fucking part when it's, like, really slow. Like, it's the breakdown. It's, like, this really epic moment, but it's, like, this. It's such a silly, stupid song that it just
yeah,
is,
it's
like,
super hokey, but it works. Yeah. I think it works.
Yeah. It's not just that they slow down. It's like, and we're motoring. Yeah,
it's a real,
we're
it's
motoring.
A real drawn out motoring.
Yeah, you got to put that like that. I think that vocal metal in it, like that kind of vocal fry thing, like.
Yeah, just like a little bit.
Motoring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Get that. Yeah. What is that? Who was that? I can't even remember now.
That was Lil Jon.
Thank you.
That you were doing.
Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what I was thinking of. Okay, come on. I just need 100 of this to get the stupid thing. I thought I was creating enough of these cubes, but I guess not. You know, you never create enough cubes. It's true.
The cubes are one of the hardest, just because they're actually one of the few things that are really much faster to produce at like just a bench, and they're very slow even then.
Oh yeah, like 15 is quite a bit. And I know that like the final cube, the compression cube is I think 60 hammer.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's just and it's not even worth doing at that point in time. It is actually just worth using machines because it takes so long to create even one.
How many how long are the clicks last, do you know?
Uh, no.
Kind of sounds like maybe five, maybe 3 per second or so would be my guess.
I have absolutely no idea.
I'm gonna look this up.
Let me see here. Probably gonna. I think I need 10. Oh, wait, how much? Wait. Let me see here real quick. Because Explorer is gonna be so much easier for actually like getting back and forth. Oh, okay. Standard Resper right there. Okay, that's actually. Funny enough, I have more of the powerful cubes than I do than the regular cubes here at this rate.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that actually makes it in some ways somewhat easier. Also, once again, really, benefiting all the exploration that I have done, even though it wasn't really exploration, considering I knew exactly where to go.
Let's see.
You know how that is. Okay, come on. Right now, I'm rushing. Right now, what I want to do is I want to rush both the... Oh, what I'm thinking. Yeah, I want to rush oil power, like actually getting fuel. Fuel generation is going to be pretty useful, but then also probably try and get, I don't know. Yeah, just get the assemblers immediately. Going to be important in all likelihood. So let's get like 2 coal manufacturers here to be sure. Let's get like 4 refinery. And okay, I actually need more motors for that, but thankfully I am motoring right now.
Yeah. Well, what is the price per flight, by the way?
About $69.99.
Okay. Yeah.
Provide that you do have Mr. Wright in mind. If you can't name Mr. Wright, you need to go back to the site and talk with them. Otherwise, I can't get you checked out.
Okay. Yeah. No. Kind of,
I'm sorry. It's just my job. I tell you.
It's my job. It's my job.
It really is getting. I never really. Have you ever done any sort of like customer service stuff where you actually need to like develop that voice?
Where you just need to calmly talk somebody through something.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways, I kind of do that with like even this sort of thing, but it's not even in the same way.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
The customer service voice.
Yeah, I've done that before. I'm not terribly good at it, but there's kind of like you get a hang of it if you're doing a bunch of calls per day.
Yeah, Satisfactory. This is Kyle. You have a work order number?
Oh yeah, I did. A ton
Yeah,
of
you
stuff
can hear that. You can hear that in the voice, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I've only been doing that for about 2 weeks. Actually, I want to go throw this into more motors here real quick.
Yeah, and not to, this is the most banal observation ever, but you ever talk to somebody with like a specific like down home accent, and then you just immediately start adopting it, and you say, "Oh yeah, thanks, hon."
No, I don't.
I mean, well, no, I guess I would never say that, but it's like somebody starts talking about y'all, and I'm like, I wanna talk like you. I want to be your friend. I want to know you, and I want to hear your voice all the time. That's just me.
Comment down below. Anyway, all right. So, I think that's pretty much everything that I'm looking at right now. Yeah, and I do have like 5 cool crystal oscillators too on top of that and everything. And this should make it pretty easy to kind of get back and forth between the actual oil site, which I think is going to be at the atoll. The one that I was using originally was kind of a little bit more in the desert, but that's so annoying to try and get power out there. You kind of have to use the fuel generators, or the biofuel generators. If you're going to do it like that, then it's just not worth it. So, what we're going to do instead... Oh, I actually only have 2. Whatever, I have all these in here, so... It turns out I was actually prepared for this. Which I think is only going to work to my advantage.
It's like I was trying to like work out a bit for the atoll, pretending I didn't know that atoll was a word, but I realized that would be a really stupid thing to say.
I don't even know where you were going with that.
There was nothing. I had nothing.
There was no going. There was never anything, as it turns out.
I'm just reporting the contents of my mind. Anyway, so what are you doing now?
Right now, I'm just getting the last couple things that I need. This is why I was talking about like making that storage area there. If I just had a place where I could go that had a bunch of storage containers, just a chock-a-block full of cables and copper sheets and stuff like that, it would be so much easier than having to run back and forth. And all the infrastructure is there to make that work. I just need to go and set it up. I don't know if that's worth doing it on screen, but then again, we did just do a 3-hour episode, so what is not worth doing on screen, really?
A 3-hour tour, if you will.
A 3-hour tour of Satisfactory. Satisfactory. The third Satisfactory. We're not doing a Season 3. Season 3 will be when I continue the game when they add in alien technology.
You're like, we're not doing a Season 3, but there will be a Season 3 eventually.
At some point in time. No, there won't. But
No,
maybe.
there really won't.
No. But if you think about no.
Oh, there might.
I mean, really, if you just like, no. But what if I paid? Yes.
I mean, that's trivially true, except for
Yeah.
Danganronpa, because you don't like games with plots.
Yeah, no, I hate games with plots. That's how that works. It's certainly not that you just have very low standards for plots or anything. Man, we're referring to things that we talked about before. Let's go, baby! Explorer can be used pretty much in the same way as the tractors, but it can actually go over pretty much every terrain. To the point that, I could replace that big, dumb ramp that I have over there for the sulfur delivery with a much steeper one and a much better looking one. However, I'm not going to do that because I'm rushing monorails. That's the plan right now, right?
Can you parallel park with this Explorer?
Yeah, probably. I mean, like that. Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
It is still... I have had points in time where I did do such a sick flip that I actually died while inside of the vehicle. I'm not even quite sure what happened there, but it can occur. The sheer G-force of driving around in this car killed the poor Pioneer. But otherwise, you can also use this as a vehicle to do any sort of delivery. It has one less inventory slot, but only one less inventory slot than the normal tractor. So, and it is a lot more of a coal guzzler in this case. But it's really kind of just like a better upgrade if I wasn't already going to be doing monorails, which is better.
It'd be cool if this had an update where you had like they expanded out the oceans by like quite a bit, and you could have like ocean resources in distant lands that you have to develop a sea logistics somehow, like with tankers and pipes and stuff.
I wonder how possible that would be, like actually creating an oil rig platform. So yeah, here's where some of the oil that I was using last time was, but with the fact that there's no water in here or anything, that it's just like, it does make electrical generation until you get fuel generation kind of annoying to do. Also, yeah, you were talking about like being surprised that like the Goat Simulator devs were also the people that made this game. I don't know, when you're doing this, I feel like there's the DNA is there.
It's funny, I was gonna make a joke about animal cruelty, but you beat me to it with actual animal cruelty.
And here we are.
Because what I was gonna say is like, oh, you're just doing
fine.
donuts.
They get right back up.
Yeah, they're influenced by the Chumbawamba principle.
Yeah, you're never gonna get knocked up again. That's the Neil Cicierega version.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to quote them because otherwise, got to give credit where credit is due, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right, but yeah, there is also more stuff for oil over here that is actually near water because it's an atoll.
Oh yeah, I vaguely recognize this area.
Can I not have this completely waterlogged? Yes, I did it, everybody.
Wow, nice. You're the
Yeah,
best.
the vehicles can get waterlogged, and then I'll have to like destroy it and recreate it on land or something. But
Oh. Huh.
but it's like the Explorer is pretty good, even if you flip it over entirely at getting right back up again. And
Yeah,
have
so
a whiskey drink, and have a lager drink, have a cider drink.
The songs that remind us of the bad times. Have a song
Songs to remind us of the time that I ran over a plasma spitter.
Yeah.
Okay, where am I
That was
actually
like-
going real quick? Also,
this
I
is
ran
pretty
over
cool.
myself there somehow. Okay. Crude oil. Only the crudest oil around, baby. Where is it? It's right next to me. Yep. Impure, but that's acceptable for right now. We just need to get like some stuff working for me here.
So you don't have any oil currently, because that's part of industrial production.
Ah, and there it is. I knew it was
Or
going to
not-
happen.
Okay.
All right, just destroy it and recreate it on land. Oh, but I have no inventory space, of course. Whatever, I don't need all of this. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to go get like basic plastic and rubber creation, enough to actually get to the next level of next research level, whatever you want to call it. And then, I never actually made like the better version of the weapon. I should really do that at some point in time. Also, it's so loud.
Yeah. For
This
some
game
reason, I
gets
can
so
actually hear
loud
that.
at some points. Okay, anyway. But yeah, we'll do that soon enough. Okay, a normal oil sounds good. Let's start this. Let's get this funky, fresh rhythm slapping, baby. Nothing?
I'm sorry, I don't recognize that immediately. I don't recognize the reference you were going with.
Oh, there was no reference there. That was just me saying things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get this funky, fresh slap fest done.
Gutfest 89 happening. Oh, I have no... whatever.
You just have to kill something and make it into biofuel.
I mean, I already killed something. I can just go grab the plasma splitter thing that I just murdered there.
Yeah.
But this should actually be large enough by itself.
Why are you building the refinery above that? That's just annoying from a power standpoint.
It has a head lift of about 10 meters.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
It's
I guess
it's
you've-
perfectly fine. I mean, yeah, I know it's usually not how you normally do it, but
How
it
deep
will manifold itself out fine. And like I said, I just want to create a quick
Yeah,
way to
quick
get a
and-
bunch of
A
oil
quick and dirty
and
oil refinery.
plastic
yeah.
and rubber.
Mhm.
About 4 of these, creating 2 plastic, 2 rubber should do fine. And it'll create petroleum coke, which can be refined into... No, it will create heavy oil residue, which can be refined to petroleum oak. It can power a coal generator. Okay. You understand, right?
No, but I'm just kind of...
Okay.
Doesn't matter. My
Well, a
comprehension
coal
is not-
generator uses normally coal, but as a byproduct of oil refinement, you
Oh,
can
yeah,
also
yeah.
create petroleum coke, which is a less efficient version of that right here. And I'm
No, I
going
didn't
to
know
do
that. I mean, I think I did know that, but I never used it, so I don't remember exactly.
Really, I feel like that's one of the most obvious things until you get fuel generation, that they really want you to pretty
I
much
always...
go into using that specifically to power this up. Also, you can use it for like electrode, alternate recipe electronics, much like it's sort of working like silica, and also
Okay.
you can create coke steel, which is steel infused with the power of cherry coke. Pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
You know how that is. So I totally forgot to put on a water extractor here. I hope that's not going to be a problem. Okay. And then I did get... I didn't I put down 2 or something? Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Wait, why do you need a water extractor?
For the coal generator. Remember, coal generator uses...
Oh, I see. So
steam generator.
that's how you can make this an autonomous system. I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, and it's going to be autonomous for a little while, and then, like I said, all oil extraction is eventually going to turn into fuel generation. I'm planning to have that work off of turbo fuel, and that I won't need to use coal for anything.
Yeah. For if you haven't if you're somehow not familiar with this game, that's fine. But I'm just
It's
going to explain
season
something
2.
quick. Yeah, but people could be watching like with no context. They're just vibing with the banter and stuff. So
Honestly,
one
at
of the
this point in
big,
time, you might be.
yeah. So one of the big leaps in this game is when you go from biomass to coal, and one of the biggest reasons for that is because the coal generators can fuel themselves as well as the water generators to pump themselves. So it's kind of like you get at the point where you're using a coal generator to pump coal and bring the water into the coal generator. It's not a perpetual motion machine, but
It is.
effectively, with the logic of the game, it is, yeah, because it's synthetic and there's an infinite amount of both.
It's idealized and all that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you use the water and the water and the coal reserves to fuel their own extraction, and at that point, it's purely additive, and you're kind of working in it's a perpetual motion machine kind of situation.
Yes, it's exactly as we just said.
Yeah.
It is, in
Whereas
fact, a motion machine that works in perpetuity.
Yes. And whereas with biomass, you constantly have to keep refilling that, basically.
And indeed, and it's very annoying.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have a perpetual motion machine for biomass except for reproduction and stuff, and that takes a really long time. Or building trees.
Well, I mean, doing it manually, but it's just like that's not really a perpetual motion machine, at least in the traditional sense. If you have to have human interaction to be able to, and that's like saying that the economy is a perpetual motion machine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like specifically like like there's sometimes like it's like carbon capture technologies where it's like, oh, we'll plant a bunch of trees, and I'm like, I'm not against that. I don't have a strong opinion on that, but it's like yeah, that'll be great in like 50 years when all those trees are really big and mature.
Now, I will still need at least a little bit of biomass generation purely for the sake of getting this kick started, but
oh yeah, you need it's what they call a bootstrap.
yep. And I'm gonna pull this entire thing up by it. Thankfully, I just killed this thing because I totally forgot that I totally forgot to bring any other biomass here anyway. So, and I didn't hook it up to the. There we go.
So would you consider? Do you consider yourself to be a robber baron?
Oh, absolutely. I consider myself to be the worst of all of humanity.
I guess you had to do that. I was gonna say, like, why did you do that? And it's like, no, you kind of have to.
Yeah. It's so incredibly important. You don't understand. To
Yeah,
consider
bootstrapping-
by the way, are you talking about considering myself to be the worst of humanity?
No.
That I had to do that.
No, I was talking about the.
I mean, it is true though. There's nobody else on the planet.
I was actually thinking of the bootstrapping thing. I was like, oh, how are you doing that?
Can't get water in there otherwise. No, you can't. You can't take You can't take cup your hands together and take water and put it into the machine.
Yeah, no.
As much as you should be able to.
The problem is that you can't connect the biomass, or you have to remove the biomass to the whatever. I'm rambling here.
Just barely enough, but
anyway, I was not calling you the worst person.
The lighting changed so much, I thought I was like dying or something.
Yeah, what? Like in real life?
No, in the game. Like, look, it's like night now.
Yeah, it's night and day. It's totally different.
Yeah, but it's like usually doesn't change that fast. While I'm taking a look at the coal machine. All right, so just curious. This is 120, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's 120.
Do you have too much head lift anywhere? You need a pump?
No, it's just going to take a second to actually get the water in there, basically.
Okay.
Then production will be well above. You can see it's kind of just like flashing on and off over and over because it's not liking what's happening, but it is working. Yeah, this is taking 113. It has a maximum of 120. The consumption is not above 187, which is what I needed at.
Is it bottlenecked by the pipeline?
No, there's no bottleneck. It just due to fluid dynamics, it's just taking a while to get through the pipe.
Okay.
And it's matching up so closely to the consumption rate that it's going to take a while for it to manifold actually in there, which is why it's only now kind of evening out.
I see. It has to get to a certain level of excess before it. Yeah. Okay.
Before it works consistently, but that should do it. That's Satisfactory, baby. Engineering in a nutshell.
Yeah, I really need to learn more about like the manifold stuff, but it's just like, yeah.
Well, the
it's
fluid
pretty...
dynamics are absurd, but pretty much what you just need to know about that is that, like, hey, do you have a place for the fluid to go? Are you not relying on it entirely filling up the pipe to get to where it needs to go?
Yeah, and also because of the perpetual motion machine, it creates an infinite supply of excess material, which you have to figure out how to do that, because if you don't do that, it will fill up and then everything will stop, and you'll have to go back and you have to bootstrap it again, and it's
the liquids are especially annoying with that. Okay, get the petroleum in there. So we got 62.5. Is that going to be in? I'm creating 120 per minute. However, this takes, what is it? Speaking of making sure that I'm not about to overflow on stuff, this takes 40 per minute. That 40 per minute should actually work because this produces 10 for the crude oil and 20 for the plastic, I think. No, 20 for the rubber and then 10 for the plastic. So that's 40. That should be enough. It's actually going to create too much petroleum coke. I don't think that's a problem. It just means that things are going to work slowly, but there are going to be annoying bottlenecks where stuff stops functioning at points in time, but nothing should shut down here.
Well, if it produces too much, one thing you can always do is either just send it all to the trash, or you could send it, or the disposal, the fix-it disposal.
Let's just take a look here real quick. This is going at 60. If I had a smart splitter, I would just have overflow go into the crushing machine. But if I don't do that, it's actually going to be slightly less than what the consumption needs for the coal generator, so that it will have that thing where it's just like stopping and starting constantly again.
Yeah, and I mean, what you can always do is like just send it to the fix-it disposal thing.
But it's just like, this shouldn't be in operation long enough until I get like fuel, which will work much better anyway.
Oh, I see. You're just getting enough to do the industrial manufacturing, and then maybe later you'll build
industrial manufacturing and then fuel generation. I think it's called expanded power network is the next one that we're also going to go for.
By the way, do you usually have this kind of like bespoke factory kind of situation for the oil? When you find oil
the problem
fields?
is that the actual bespoke factory that I created here is reliant on having the level 2 of the pipe system, which I do not have unlocked yet.
Okay, yeah.
Which should actually be pretty trivial to unlock now that I have this set up, but then it's just like, then yes, we will get the real bespoke system in there.
The real controller. Also, yeah. Do you get the level 2 pipeline as soon as you get industrial manufacturing, or is that a separate like?
Level 2 pipeline is actually an entirely separate thing.
Oh, that's right. It's a whole advanced. It's a tree. Yeah.
Wait, was that the right one? I don't think so.
It's one of the.
Get everything in one place.
It's one of the objectives, I think, in like 5 or 6.
I think it's actually like on the last part of the, like it's the last thing in the milestone 6 or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, not that it really matters because those don't really necessarily have any order to them.
Yeah, you can go in any order that makes sense. Sometimes
any order that you can unlock, pretty much.
The only thing that's really bottlenecked is like the phases, like the final goods for the rocket elevator or the space elevator.
Yeah, especially because you do need to go through the milestones to be able to unlock those in the first place. Hey, we're actually keeping surprisingly on topic of the game this time.
How
about that?
It's really boring, yeah. I think. No.
Well, the funny thing is, it's just like this is very similar to what like the actual series was prior to bringing you on board, and I just sort of felt like I like this game. I don't know if passion for the game can quite translate into it being interesting for the audience.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's just like, yeah, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay, the value amounts are not quite perfect, but it shouldn't shut down due to overflow. And I can just imagine people sitting there being like, I don't care. Just go play Dead Cells, please. That's at least fun to watch.
Yeah, what is people? What do you? What's on tap for you?
What's on tap? Oh, definitely going to be doing a lot more Dead Cells. God, I want to go. Well, first off, we should be doing Hitman soon enough.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we need to go do Hitman. But yeah, like a little bit more Dead Cells. Still got more of the Castlevania stuff coming up. I'm thinking about doing the Bat Run, the run where you just unleash an entire cloud of bats at your enemies. It doesn't seem very good, but it is kind of funny, at least in concept. Then we got yeah, more Hitman. Gonna be doing Darkest Dungeon 2 eventually, before the Heat Death of the Universe, presumably. And then, yeah, gotta finish up Death's Door. He's probably something I'll end up working on sooner than later, and so I can tear myself away from being an industry man.
Oh, I'm on that one, right?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You're the bird.
I'm like a bird. I only fly away. Oh, yeah. I don't even like that song that much.
You don't?
It's not bad. I just, yeah. Fine.
No, I'm thinking of Fly Like an Eagle.
That's a pretty good one, yeah. Steve Miller Band.
Yeah, I always remember that specifically because in Mystery Science Theater, every single time there was like a tone that appeared in one of the movies, they would just start singing Fly Like an Eagle. Because that's how the song starts.
Yeah.
You've never listened to it before. I don't know if I lost you there again.
No, I'm
or if
hearing
you just were not responding to my great Steve Miller Band references.
I think we must have been I heard everything you said. Every time there's a tone on Mr. Science Theater, they would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time there's a tone on Mr. Show.
There,
now I got your attention.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look. I need 200 rubber, and then we're gonna go back to the base, and then we're gonna come back here, and then I'm going to get the rest of the thing to unlock everything, literally everything else, and then yeah. Okay, this is exactly what I was talking about, where you are totally full up, my dude. Yep. And everything kind of stopped working, right?
Machine stops.
Or something? Was there any other issue going on? Troubleshooting right now. No, this... I don't know why it's... Wait, this... Oh, right! It uses more crude oil, and this is 120 per minute. Oh, right. Okay, now I actually remember what the issue is. It's because it dumps all of the oil when you change recipes. Okay, there you go. And it takes a second to fill back up.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Hey, whoa. Ah! Thanks, autosave. I thought it was about to fall through the earth there. Okay, that is 2 full stacks, baby. Let's get this show on the road. Let's put this rubber to the road. Let's get this hacky sack slapping.
So it actually does dump the oil when you change recipes. I didn't realize that. That's like not a big deal.
It dumps all materials, but usually it dumps it into your inventory, but you can't hold oil.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that makes a lot of sense for like when you're just manufacturing things, like solid stuff that you can hold in your inventory. But like,
well, yeah, because literally
it
can't have materials it can't work with.
But given how sensitive like hydraulics are. Yeah, that's just gotta be.
Yeah, especially considering it's like I am currently using that head lift as it exists.
Yeah.
So it does need to kind of fill up the bottom pipe before it gets up to the upper levels. Something you gotta remember, it's like, if you're using valves, put a valve on everything. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Inferno Firebird, here to tell you a little bit about fluid dynamics. Make sure you put a valve on everything. If you think that it's just like, oh, all the overflow is going to go into the other pipe, no, the first pipe has to be filled up before the valve starts working, so it actually increases the flow to the other pipe.
Mm-hmm. Of course. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about at all, do you?
No, I didn't go that deep into the fluid.
This was an issue that I was having when I was doing aluminum production and using like the Ouroboros sort of style of feeding the water produced from the electrolysis part of the
you fed the water
refinement.
Into
God,
like
this is so boring. It's so boring. I'm sorry, everybody.
Well, I think they encourage you to do the or I know what you're talking about, the Ouroboros. Like, there's a complex stage of manufacturing where you have to, like, at one point water is a byproduct, but then water is also the necessary ingredient for another one, so you basically pipe the one from like the first step
you need
to
to combine bauxite with water to create red mud, which is not actually what it creates, but it creates alumina solution. But then alumina solution through an electrolysis process creates aluminum scrap and water. but less water than you put into it immediately, so you have to kind of balance that. So that first off, the water can actually get out of the machine, but then also that, you know, you can have it working efficiently on the other end, and if you screw that up, everything shuts down.
Yeah, I just realized that the Chevy Lumina is based on aluminum. Like,
I mean, it is also, you know, much like a lot of elements named after it. By the way, if you've never noticed it before, look at that. Look at that good cutoff there happening right in the middle of the two biomes. Good old Satisfactory. Oh, come on. I didn't hit that. Ah, whatever. You told me that you could kill those things, apparently?
you can. You just have to be really a real asshole.
Really patient, apparently, too, because I swear that, you know, they've probably taken damage, but I swear that I've thrown nukes around everywhere, and I've never seen one of those things die.
I mean, I had to shoot it with like 60 rebar or something.
Oh, yeah, I never got the gun right. Man, we're just about there to be getting that gun, by the way. Hope you're ready.
By the way, once you kill that thing, it becomes a trampoline.
I mean, it is already a trampoline. You can jump on its back.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
That's almost never useful for anything, but it is a thing you can do.
It's fun, yeah. It's a fun little...
And I suppose you can also do that while it's dead. So, you know, it's fun in a more macabre way.
Yeah. Just... They used to have loot, but they apparently got rid of that, like, just for... Now it only has... I think it's just the guilt of killing it, so...
Which, you know, is a reward in itself.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, the Explorer is actually very good at writing itself, usually. Resulting in things like that actually pretty commonly happening, especially with these gigantic sand dunes. All right, baby, let's go get the unlocks. I'm ready for it. We're getting all the good upgrades. And also, like, yeah, maybe what I should do is I should actually go set up. Yeah, let's go set up the stuff. I actually do have enough of the heavy oil residue coming in that I can start to create smokeless powder. But first off, and kind of like, you know, the more important thing here, after all, let's get you working. Okay, I'm going to have to go. Again, this is the whole thing about me having storage that I think is going to be important. And I'm still, like, what I'm going to do is I'm just, this area over here, all of that is going to be cleared out, replaced with stuff, and then it's just going to basically siphon off materials from the lines, from the breadboard lines.
It's really frustrating when you don't have cable.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you'll never be able to watch like TBS showing replays of Big Bang Theory 24 hours a day.
Honestly, the problem is that for both TNT and TBS, it's very funny, and without that,
some would say too funny.
Netflix is a joke.
It is, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, it's like the Big Bang Theory, of course, has been off the air for quite a while now, right?
Why did you go right to the Big Bang Theory?
But seriously, it's like, okay, did you want me to make more references to NCIS?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, well, then it's also a place where you can watch NCIS for 24 hours a day and see what's up with Leroy Jethro Gibbs and his band of millennials who he hates.
Yeah. Didn't the goth girl have, like, some conflict with the people and, like, is no longer there? The forensics person?
But I don't know.
Okay.
What?
I thought, you know, like we're talking about NCIS, right? Like the iconic forensics woman.
The gothy woman? Yeah,
yes.
She left the show after a while, but so did everybody. Hell, one of the
really?
forensics people, I think, no, I'm thinking of CSI. No, that was Criminal Minds, where they were revealed to be like a serial killer or something in the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's neat.
Something ludicrous like that. But yeah.
I like when shows do
God,
that kind
Criminal
of stuff.
Minds. Have you ever watched Criminal Minds?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. It's just like I just feel like it's the the worst, like it's like the worst version. You know, let's just strip out all of the actual like crime scene investigation and replace it with like lurid shots of watching people get murdered.
So it's just like, oh yeah, kind of just just voyeuristic.
Because I mean, you know, it's showing the minds of the criminals.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I guess that's compelling. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like when you're young, it's like, oh wow, what could bring somebody to do that? It's like, well, no, they're just really messed up, and it's not that interesting. It's like, oh, you're really sadistic, and it's like, yeah, I
most
guess.
criminals are not the masterminds that television makes them out to be.
Yeah, and it's like,
looking at
honestly,
you, hitman. Well, that's not television, but you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, it's just like you think about it. It's like killing is really bad sadism because it's like it's over so quickly. You know, somebody's dead. It's like, well, now you can't. Oh, you're gonna make them into like you're gonna make their bones into a xylophone. It's like, but they can't feel that.
It's just like, yeah, this is an episode of Tom and Jerry, I guess.
Yeah, I guess did I say bone, like make xylophone with their bones?
Make the bones into a xylophone. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was the itchy and scratchy one that was posited when Homer is talking to the nerd fans. I hope somebody was fired for that.
I hope somebody was fired for that one, yes.
Yeah,
that is like literally the exact thing that we're talking about.
I didn't even mean to reference that, but yeah, no, that's totally what...
Well, we're back to Simpsons references, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the brief respite, but you are stuck here forever.
Simpsons
Don't
did it.
forget, you're here forever.
I like that that Simpsons did it is probably like 20 years old at this point, if not more.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I don't know if anybody even knows what that is anymore.
Yeah.
Like, is that a reference that still plays?
I feel like even like the dispute between Family Guy and South Park has probably been largely lost to history. Like, it's like one of those great historical battles.
Historians still debate how it started.
Yeah. I have to say, somebody was saying on Twitter that, like, they think Family Guy actually won that because, like, you know, comedy has moved in a more nonsensical direction as evidenced by Zoomer humor. And it's kind of like, yeah, like, the whole thing where it's like, oh, well, comedy should come from the natural motivations of the characters and stuff. Well, yeah, but sometimes non sequitur comedy is funny, too.
Sometimes it can work better. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I would say that...
no, you're not thinking about it. Think about it.
I'm talking about it. You gave me something
That's
to
not
talk
thinking about it. I know you can't talk and think at the same time.
I can talk and chew gum at the same time.
Are you doing it right now?
No. Though I have these edibles right in front of me.
Did you?
No. Not on here. I usually don't talk and chew gum.
Okay, well, checkmate, atheists. God, I am so smart and handsome and cool.
I really do like that. Can you just say that again? Just do it one more time.
Now I'm just kind of self-conscious, though.
Oh,
can I just pull that out
checkmate
without thinking about it?
I accidentally created a. I solved your riddle.
That's not a solving. I look, if you make me You did not display hostility in that question, which is the only thing that I respond to when it comes to throwing out the words, did you?
Oh, but didn't I?
Did you?
I don't know. What?
Okay, see? There we go. Still works.
Yeah.
Open and shut case, baby.
I like that because, like, did you?
I rest my case.
That has no predicate. You have to infer it. It's like, did you? It's like, well,
doesn't it?
Did I do what? No, it doesn't. I guess it's an implicit predicate.
Okay, fair enough. But doesn't it?
What? Doesn't what?
I rest my case. God, I'm so good.
I thought it was exactly I rest my case. I actually forget. I thought it was but yeah.
Yes. It's the sequel to Rust in Peace. Rust my case. That has nothing to do with anything. I can't think and talk at the same time. So that's about as good as you get.
Is that a real thing? Like, is that like, well, I mean, not a real thing. Is that like a thing that they say in like mech, or robot centric media?
That is an album by Megadeth.
Oh.
That's the one with like Hangar 18 on it and Holy Wars.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
It's actually very good. Oh, it's super hokey, but like I'm not gonna lie, it slaps. Here we go, baby. There it is. 200, 100 motor, and then I do need some of the flavorless powder, but that honestly shouldn't be too difficult to get. Although I do still need to kind of like finish up this one first. Just a couple more motors.
How long will it be until you get to the riffles? Until you start producing a riffle?
Until I get to what?
So you produce the riffle. The riffle. The riffle. The riffle. That's how I pronounce rifle. It's how
I thought you were doing a D's nuts thing.
Oh. You thought I was
like I'm
going
to say, what's a riffle? And then you're going to be like, riffle D's nuts.
It's funny because I was planning to say riffle before you said motor, and I'm like, well, you kind of stole my thunder, so I'm going to really have to lean hard into this.
What did I say?
You said motor, and it's actually pronounced motor.
Is it? Okay. I'm fairly certain I said that correctly, but I'll trust your judgment on that one.
It's stator, motor, rotor.
Okay, what was I doing right? Right. We're getting motors.
I just like the. I'll just get the point.
Yes. You're kind of like frazzling me with your with your incredible misdirection here.
Just these really stupid things I'm saying. It's like, okay, well, so we're about an hour 16. The previous version of this, which was deleted because it really went off the rails.
Because we talked about spoilers too much, basically.
I spoiled No Man's Sky, and we were arguing over the ending, even though you've not played it.
And I would continue arguing over that ending if I didn't want to have to also scrap this episode.
Yeah, because we would have to spoil the ending. So,
because I super disagree with you on that one. But
the funny thing is, we started spoiling other games.
Yes, that's why we have to stop it. Where I'm just like, okay, we really can't just keep doing this.
Like that, I love that. Like that's like, okay, you spoiled one game.
The comparison there is though. The comparison there is though.
Yeah.
Argue, checkmate, atheists.
The comparison is there though.
The comparison there is though. I gotta get the proper distribution lines up for these things. Oh my god.
I don't know how you're paying attention to the game and having this riveting thought of the comparison there is though. Like that is that's like
See? I mean, that's the entire thing that I'm talking about right now, where it's just like I don't need to think about stuff. I was just about to make like a Rosie the Riveter reference because you said riveting. Mm-hmm. That's all it takes, baby.
It's kind of like
oh look, I'll be able to do it. We can all do it, and then I flex my muscles like Knuckles. I don't even like to chuckle, and I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break it down whether they're solid or frail.
Knuckles, when you started doing
Independence is my first something. Born on an island in the heavens. Blood of my ancestors flows inside me.
Wait, so there's another Knuckles rap besides, or another Knuckles.
That's the same rap. Knuckles rap.
Besides,
or are you talking about? But you're gonna say Pumpkin Hill, right?
I thought you were talking Pumpkin. First of all, I thought you were doing like It Ain't Hard to Tell by Nas.
Did you
from Illmatic.
It's called Unknown from M.E. M.E. is probably referring to Master Emerald. It's in the original Sonic Adventure, the Pumpkin Hill Sonic Adventure 2, and they also had many more. Like, don't you remember like Death Chamber and like Mad Space and everything? They had a number of rap songs in that.
Was Knuckles' whole thing rap songs?
Yes.
Okay.
All of his stages.
In Sonic Adventure, but
2.
not Sonic Adventure 2. Oh, well, I don't remember any of the
characters had their own songs in Sonic Adventure 1.
I don't remember any
Big the Cat had like, hey, big guy, hey, little guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's weird. A windy and cloudy day.
I swear, I played
something like that.
Sonic Adventure 2 battle, probably, the GameCube one. I played that for probably 200, 250 hours back in the day. Well,
and you never noticed the
I just only remember Pumpkin Hill as far as the raps go. Like, that was so much
It's probably the most
quality.
famous of them, but There were a number of them. Don't you remember? Like they censored Knuckles saying "Damn right, Sonic."
Hell yeah. And I believe
only
you.
It actually sounded extremely, extremely like pure and chaste, and was a great idea by them.
But I mean, I'm surprised because like I played that game a lot and I don't remember any of the other raps that were in that game at all. Like just Pumpkin Hill was so much like it just head and shoulders above them all.
I don't know what to think, because of course, the Sonic series being near and dear to my heart, somebody should really remove that there. It's probably not good for me. But it's like, I feel like all of them have their own place in the Sonic canon.
Okay, who's Tomoya? So this is Hunted P, I think is the rapper. And then I think Tomoyo Otani was like the general composer.
That sounds about right. I honestly do not know who was the singer or anything like that.
Okay. Wow, this is surprising. Guess how old the composer of Sonic Adventure 2 is right now?
Right now?
How old do you think he is?
27.
That's really funny. No, he's 48. So
okay, so wait, why were you talking about that like that was something that was going to be surprising?
I mean, it was. I guess it's. I mean, he was 26 when he composed it. I guess I consider that to be
seems like a pretty reasonable time to be composing that.
I guess I kind of like I in my mind that's like a Beethoven kind of composition. Like you do that. That's a late life composition. That's not a. Sonic Adventure 2 is like that's not a juvenilia. That's maturity. That's your your hors d'oeuvres. Your
I see.
Master clef.
Like I'm fairly certain like Sakurai like was working on the first Kirby game when he was like 18 years old.
Yeah.
What were you doing when you were 18? Probably shitting in your diapers, right?
I mean, separately
shitting
from
all
that,
over the place in your diapers.
I mean,
just sitting in your diapers, being all like, I love stewing in my disgusting filth.
Yes, but I also was composing an album at that time, so it's not that surprising. Like, I was doing both. Like,
and how many awards did that win?
It didn't win a ton of awards. So people liked it, though. It was...
People probably just said they liked it so you'd stop shitting in your diapers.
Checkmate.
Checkmate, atheists. God, I'm so smart.
So just,
this is such an intelligent and well done series. Now let's talk about cars that run on piss again.
So I guess he mainly just does these Sonic games. He does like all the Sonic games, I guess.
Oh, has he been doing that even up to this point?
Yeah, like he did Sonic Frontiers. He's the lead composer. And Sonic
Good.
Colors, Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020.
Whoa, Tokyo 2020? Really?
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, which is from 2019, actually. So they were already, Team Sonic Racing, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, arrangement of the theme from Splatoon. Didn't see that coming.
Oh, really?
A
Nice.
Sonic game. Yeah.
Because Smash Brothers has had a lot, and I mean a lot of real bangers in it. So, and some not so much. Have you ever heard like the Smash Brothers version of famous song from Donkey Kong Country 2?
DK Rap? DK Rap?
Not the DK Rap.
Oh, okay, then I don't know.
The one that plays in all the Bramble levels.
I'm sure I've heard it before.
Sticker Brush Symphony. There we go. That one not very good. They kind of wanged it on that one. Not
they're going for a bittersweet symphony vibe, but with
they're going for an unfinished sympathy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I love that song by Massive Attack. Any other questions?
I'm just gonna get this for reference. This Unfinished Sympathy. I probably heard it before.
Oh yeah, I realize right now that I'm going for right now. I'm trying to do the stuff for monorail technology. I meant to do for fuel generation. Fuel
generation. Fuel generation. Fuel dope.
Talking about fuel generation.
Just because it gets fuel around. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, no, that works.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
You know, as the impartial judge of bad song parodies created in less than 10 seconds, I think you did a good job.
I'm working with fluid dynamics.
It actually kind of works.
You know, there was this.
Thinking about fluid dynamics. If I remembered any more of that song, I would launch into it.
Yeah, it's as hard. I mean, I remember the song. I know the song really well. It's hard to think of like things that like rhyme with that. You know what I mean? Like static. Like
yeah, didn't I try that last time with like what was it?
Gotta pump that fuel. Oh, you saw that Tina Turner died, right?
Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, like she did the definitive, in my opinion, the definitive version of Proud Mary.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
give it to you.
I mean, John Fogerty's actually like that. I always hate that. Like, you know, they made it their own, or
yeah.
Like,
I mean, sometimes that can happen. Like Trent Reznor literally saying it's also like, okay, you get it, you get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's more just the concept of like somebody owning a song to begin with. Like that only makes sense in specific traditions, and people act like it's universal.
Information wants to be free.
I don't even not necessarily.
Free as
I
in
think
speech,
you can,
not free as in beer.
Free. Jesus, we both read way too many of these things, haven't we?
You gotta stop going to Reddit so much.
Manifest. I do not. I never go to Reddit, except when I'm like searching for something.
When you're searching for people that are also like-minded about not liking a capitalist society.
No, I just go on Twitter, and there's more than enough of those people for me.
That's actually that. You gotta stay off Twitter more, and also stop trying to insert your Twitter. Stop trying to advertise your Twitter in these episodes.
I love that, like, I love that you cut me off the last time, and that was how the episode ended, and I wasn't even doing a good job, like, conveying it. Like, it's one of those,
I mean, you did no job conveying it by the end of it.
Yeah. I no-sold it, and then you cut me off before I could even make the pitch.
And then I no-sold it by not even letting you do it in the first place.
No-sold.
No selling here. You didn't say the magic word.
I like no. Like,
that's like you're away.
That'd be a really funny thing to say to the customer. Like,
just no.
Sorry, there's no returns.
No, not like that. No can do.
Do you have a refund policy on this? No.
No. You gotta do the dismissive laugh there too. No. This is so stupid. Where did I put my Explorer? Where's my car?
I feel like
where's
that's
my
something.
Car?
You've got a fast car?
I mean, this is the fastest car you can get in the game.
Is it fast enough to take you away from here?
Yes, and in fact, it's going to in about 5 seconds.
Okay. Well, you've got to make a decision. Oh, you've already made it. Never mind. Fuck.
I've already made a decision. I'm going to get away from here. Or live and die this way, which I won't because I'm already driving away.
Speed so fast feels like you're drunk. Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, just because
we're getting kind of exhausted because it's been 90 minutes now.
Yeah. You're exhausted. There's vomit on your sweater already, Mom's spaghetti.
Hey, you actually know that this time. Of all these terrible references I made, why is that the one that stuck with you?
There's anything to know there. You act like there's anything to know. It's the Lose Yourself rap, but they replaced a bunch of lyrics with Mom's spaghetti. It's
with
you
the
actually
line
know
Mom's
that.
spaghetti from the same track.
You actually know that. This is not a thing you can know. It's just a I know the whole lose yourself rap. Like,
I mean, I could say that about a lot of things. I could be like, hey, you know, like bullet with butterfly wings. What if it was just all the world is vampire?
That's a reference to when we talked about the title of that song on one of the
Hitman episode 3 or 4. One of the two.
You didn't even specify.
I don't remember. Okay, look, I remember. I think that I have a very good memory for
Well,
the
I
things that we
remember.
talk about on these. I think I have a very good memory for the things we talk about on these series.
I do too. Yeah. Well, I remember.
I remember.
Well, I remember.
Hi, have you heard like the forest interlude? Speaking of Donkey Kong Country and coming in the air tonight, it's just in the air, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Have you heard
Coming
mashup
in
of
the
that?
Air tonight was
Pretty
released
good.
on his Patreon.
Yes. Anyway, so in the air combined with forest interlude from Donkey Kong Country 2.
Okay. Let me.
At least I believe it was forest interlude. I think that's what the song is called.
Let's see.
Oh, but you wouldn't look up the next episode, eh?
What's the next episode?
Next episode is going to be episode 8, probably where we're actually doing. Actually, it's probably just going to be straight up phase 4. I'm not gonna lie here.
Like, I feel so. What you're doing is you're actually doing okay. You're accelerating really, really slow, but once you get to the peak, you've got this universal
once the infrastructure is in place, and that takes a while. But it's like once that happens, then everything. Then it's just like literally
You're only
you'll
limited.
see the numbers going up in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, you're only limited by how fast those,
because remember,
like,
I was at
assemblers.
about 50 or so versatile framework, and then within the first 15 minutes or something, I was at 500.
Yeah, so speed so fast will feel like you're drunk. Yeah.
Exactly. Wow, 1. This entire thing contains exactly 1 coal.
Let's see.
What's your price for flight? Is it 1 coal?
I think we were in an elevator in the game when we did that bullet for the bullet for my butterfly. So I think it was the one in Africa.
Bullet
Morocco.
for my butterfly. Also, is it?
No, it's my bloody butterfly. Or my funny butterfly.
Wait, which mission was that? Because we were in Thailand.
I think it might have been I think it might have been Morocco. But it might have been no, I don't know. I don't remember either. Yeah, I was trying to
because there were no elevators in Morocco.
There was a small liminal room where you're just in
But there were a few liminal rooms, especially the underground tunnel that I went to, as well as the various areas like hallways, especially in the embassy.
I just remember that I said the world is a vampire, and you're like, you gotta give it better than that. So I'm like, the world is a vampire. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, here we go. Insulated cable. That's a good way to make cable, baby. Although that is a lot of rubber that I need.
I've been hearing that young people listen to Smashing Pumpkins a lot.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's... Okay, so as it turns out, no. I was not actually not getting anything out of here. I forgot that I have it shuffled all off into the same container.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering why you did that.
Yeah, because I was thinking that, you could see that clearly there were some issues with the power generation, or the power consumption, not the generation in particular. But I thought that's because it was... different things were occurring. And it ejected all of the petroleum coke right here. Right. Junk all that. Need that smokeless powder, baby! Actually, it's going directly into the... whatever.
Coke and coal? I could use some Coke. I could use some Coke.
I am probably going to have a big frosty drink after this, and also a lot of water, and also just turn on the fan that I have next to me that I'm not turning on to make sure that it doesn't ruin the recording, lest we have a bad version of this Satisfactory episode.
Yeah. It's
God
all right.
forbid.
It's going to be satisfactory. It'll be fine.
I feel like this has been pretty satisfactory so far. I mean, how often do
Yeah.
you usually get like this far in 18 hours, for God's sake?
I don't know. That seems like a really complicated question.
That sounds like you're not impressed.
I mean, 18 hours, it's hard to tell. Like, I mean, I think the fact that you've set yourself up to do this, to do the third and fourth
Okay,
phase
fine.
is really
How about
quickly.
this? I know that you can beat phase 4. The current speed run is around 30 hours.
Okay. That's kind of impressive.
That does not sound like you're impressed.
I mean, I'm not, like, emotionally
I'm not letting you
impressed.
go
I'm like,
until
oh,
you're
wow.
more impressed with me.
I'm not like, oh wow, but I'm like, yeah, actually, yeah, no, I know, I understand. You're making a pretty good pace. This isn't like something
I'm
ridiculous.
disgusted by you right now.
Like, this isn't a speed run because you've said you're not doing this at like maximum capacity.
We're doing
You're
it
not
at least speedily.
You're doing it speedily, yeah, but not like as fast as humanly possible. You're doing it as like, okay, you're doing it like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I guess I don't. Like, you're certainly, like, you don't know where to go sometimes. You're just like, you spend some
couching
time.
those expectations at every single turn. I can't believe you're doing this to me.
Well, sometimes when you couch your expectations, you find coins. In the
Look, I'm
cushions.
not asking you to. I'm not asking you to be critical of me. I'm just asking you to be supportive.
I'm not asking you to be perfectly critical. I'm asking you to be perfectly supportive. I mean, I could try. I could try to just like.
You're doing a terrible. That's not how you start that out.
I can try to pretend like your feelings are valid.
Uh-huh.
But are they? That's a question for the philosophers, I think.
Okay, you know what? I think the real question here is, did you?
Did I what? You're trying
Did
to
you?
remember if it's exact. Did I what? No. Did I what?
Did
I
you?
what? Did
Your
I
anger
what?
just says that I won.
Did I what? Did I what? I'm asking you. I'm not angry. I'm asking you. Did I what?
Can
Did
I use
what?
this chair? And then I got you again.
Well, no. You were doing the audition.
I mean, no! Wait until the end!
Oh, damn. That wasn't the end? It's really well written.
Was it?
All right, it's a really good play. It's
Was it,
actually
though?
fine. Was it what? Was it what? Was it what? Was it what? Was it?
And then I win. This is Dr. Infernal Firebird's debate. Talking on debates.
What is it?
Here's the thing. Here's a Dr. Infernal Firebird's great tip on debates. You can actually say anything you want at pretty much any time you want. It's called being an asshole, and it has worked for many different people. Now, will you actually win debates? Questionably. But you can always pull it out. Give it a try.
Give what a try?
And now I've won the debate.
What debate?
My opponent has conceded by showing up to class 10 minutes late, meaning that I can legally leave. The cops
that's actually
can't arrest me for leaving this classroom.
Yeah, but you know what? The cops, like, they use their skateboards just, like, in the back of the
Oh,
police
wait,
station.
we weren't talking about the radical cops. Because they'll bust you. They will,
Yeah.
throw a can of Mountain Dew at your head and slap the fuzzy handcuffs. That's not really radical. That's just kinky.
I mean, are you positing the existence of cops that are, like, drawn from cool kids and they say cool things like tubular?
Right.
And Mondo.
They are
and
also
radical?
they also have extremely extreme views on the subject of policing.
They're the ones who wear, like, hypercolor.
Authoritarian. Some have actually called them.
Well, like, they wear, like, those pastels, like the blue and the purple.
Tie-dye,
like-
yes.
Yeah, not tie-dye, like pastel, like blue, purple, red, like those
Most
really
of them
soft
I've seen have
reds.
been tie-dyed, but yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, and if you get
usually like a bright red more than anything else, and occasionally like a bright orange, depending on if they're hunting or something.
if they arrest you, they put you in detention, and they patrol the school.
You're constantly
For
chewing gum.
they're
It's just a hall monitor at this point in time.
they're hall monitors, but they do carry guns and they can kill you.
And again, they do have authoritarian viewpoints on
Yeah.
policing.
Honestly, this is just like the characters from Starship Troopers. I think we're just describing
From what?
Starship Troopers.
I never read Starship Troopers.
Oh, have you seen the movie?
I'm aware of the Yes song. Does that help?
No.
Okay. It would have helped a lot if you actually did play along with the bit. I'm sorry you ruined it. We're gonna have to restart the episode.
Was it what?
Did you?
Did I what? Did I what?
It's not gonna work.
I like that you're like, now
No,
denying.
like you can't even see me, but I am like literally raising my eyebrow and like doing that thing where I'm turning my head partially so that you can see my left eye very clearly more than any other part of my face.
Yeah, you actually are really good at that. The viewers at home don't know that, but you're really good at that. I've seen it.
I can do the whole like eyebrow lifting thing. Dr. Inferno Fire fact.
Yeah, it's one of the.
Milestone.
Did
One of
you
my
take
charm
ac-
points.
You'll
you
find
take-
it on my Marvel superhero trading card.
Yeah, it's funny. You would be such a good video streamer for that reason, I think.
If I wasn't a fat.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I mean, it's really.
I
it's
don't
more
think
about
I'm very photogenic.
It's one of those where you have to be like, well, yeah, but like the meme. Can you make the meme phrases? Can you make the meme faces?
I can.
That's the key. Is like
I'm not
there's
gonna
people
lie. It's just like sometimes I'll just do meme faces just to amuse myself.
like the troll face or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've
I'm
never
decent
done
at
that.
it. I think I'm like not terrible.
I think it's a fundamental part of the human condition. I've never done that specifically, but I make faces at myself just to remind myself that I have emotions, that I've got this interior life. It's a nice
Just
little...
to remind myself that I feel because it's crawling in my skin. These wounds, they do not heal.
Well, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. But you know what? I still feel.
You mean the world is vampire?
It's actually called Bullet for My Butterfly.
The world is a vampire.
A butterfly with moon-shaped
The
pool.
world is. I'm trying to figure out how to get that. That is really not a sentence that can like fit into the scheme of that in the same way Mom Spaghetti does.
The world is a vampire.
Yeah, and now say
The
it
world
like
is
despite all my rage, the world is a vampire. What? That is not working.
The world is a vampire. The world is a vampire. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage.
Yeah, no.
The world
It's
is
like
a vampire.
all the lyrics are
Bullet-shaped
replaced by the
butterfly.
world is a vampire.
Bullet-shaped butterfly. Butterfly with broken wings.
That's not the right
World
one.
is a vampire.
Hey, nice. I'll actually take the insulated one.
Despite all
Polymer
my
resin
rage, I'm
actually
still
would
just
be
a
a
rat
more
in a
effective way to end up
cage.
creating stuff, but it also requires a lot more things. So we're doing this.
Let's just quietly drop that bit, by the way. Just
No,
got it
let's
in hand.
continue on. All right. Smoke weed every day.
Which one were you doing with that? Was that World is Vampire or Rat is a Cage? Smoke weed every day. Hey.
Smoke weed, smoke weed, smoke weed every day.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, yeah. Smoke.
You have to continue the conversation for me here. I got nothing.
Da 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 da. Edit. All right. So we're
So,
in phase 2. We're
phase
still in
2.
phase 2. And
Despite all my rage, I am still just in phase 2.
yeah, there you go. You got that.
Yeah, let's go start creating stuff. All right, baby, we got all the stuff here required for this, and I do in fact have the next level of cool. All right, so yeah, I think like next thing that we're probably looking at doing is
Also, we're not in
starting
phase 2. Just to be clear, we are in phase 3. I just said that wrong. And it
Oh
was
yeah, and I
totally
also
incorrect.
it's
You went
it's
with
getting
it
hot
assuming
and
it
I'm
was a
getting
bit, yeah.
tired. It's getting hot and heavy. Hot night, summer in the city.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. How
They
the
are
fuck do you not-
already off.
I don't know how you don't know if it was like, oh, Saturday in the park. I think it was the 4th of July. How do you not know? We've already done this bit, but how do you not know? Like, I get like not knowing whether it was literally the 4th of July, but like, are you in the park? Like, there's fireworks, and presumably there's some kind of event going on. It's public. There's a bunch of people in the park. Is it not the 4th of July weekend? Is it the
Maybe
week
they were
before?
just having like the
Like-
live music.
Maybe they had like fireworks a week before. I don't know. I feel like you'd remember if it was the 4th of July. I guess that also hinges on it being an American. I think-
Fireworks the week before. Might have been the 4th of July or a wedding.
Also, I feel like at a certain point, it's almost
I
like it
don't
doesn't.
remember. Could have been any other number of events. Maybe it was just a bunch of teenagers lighting off fireworks. Those damn teenagers always causing a ruckus.
There's about a 2-week period after the 4th of July when people will just set off fireworks. My dog doesn't like it very much.
Dog's constantly getting scared. I should make those teenagers pay for my carpet cleaning after the dog pees all over the floor pretty much constantly like that. But I don't think teenagers have any money, although they clearly do have money to buy buying fireworks, which is the thing that really irritates me more than anything else right now. Damn kids. I guess I do appreciate that they are outside, not just looking at those damn screens like all those other millennials and whatever. Zoomers!
Does that song actually mention fireworks? I don't remember.
It's an integral part of the 4th of July. If you're talking about the 4th of July, how could you possibly be talking about that instead of anything else? I have to drop my weird kids these days thing to answer this now in a singy-songy voice. It's kind of ruining the entire bit.
This 4th of July bit.
Smoke
4th
weed
of
every
July
day.
Cadence.
World
in the
is
park.
a vampire. Thinking about the 31st of October.
I think it was the 31st of October. It wasn't even close to Halloween. It was
Maybe
all
it
just
was
a
just
dream.
all those
we were
damn kids
having.
wearing masks or something, because I don't know what the children are doing these days. Something blah blah blah, phones, screens.
Oh, so the song is actually called "Saturday in the Park" and it's by Chicago. Okay, I didn't remember that.
Oh, that, yeah, okay, yeah, that's a very Chicago song. That's a very Chicago song. Thinking about the song by Chicago.
A man selling ice cream. It's people dancing, people laughing. A man selling ice
People
cream.
dancing in the park. It might have been the 4th of July. Generally not a dancing holiday.
Okay, slow motion riders. I'm just gonna go through these lyrics. Slow motion riders fly the colors of the day. A bronze man can still tell stories his own way. Listen, children, all is not lost. All is not lost. Oh no.
I thought I remembered that it was about those damn kids.
I think so. This was more of like a hippie song that I remembered. I always thought it was like just like, oh yeah, we were having a good
clearly
time in the park.
you heard my bit. You heard my take on it. You heard my half-remembered take on it there.
Yeah, there's no real fireworks. It's more just like, it sounds like, you know, kids are just having fun in the park, and it's like, well, maybe it's a protest. It's people dancing and laughing. There's a man selling ice cream, singing Italian songs. At Compare,
You know, protests.
Kivo Sunare, Can You Dig It? It's a novelty song from, what are we even doing? But yeah, 1953.
Novelty song like the ice cream that was being sold.
I think it was from 1953.
19. Has Chicago really been around that long?
Chicago has been around for like 200 years. I mean, they had to rebuild the whole city after the Great Chicago Fire. Thanks, Mrs.
Yeah, but at the same
O'Leary.
time, the fact that they put out so many
Apocryphal.
like bangers, I really thought of them as being. I really thought of that city as being a little bit more recent.
Well, I mean, they've been a 4-star city for a long time. I think they're good. You know, if they keep going the way they're going, they'll be a 5-star city.
So is this episode over?
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
1887
World Sex
yes.
Fair.